Okay, so okay, so today we'll discuss how basically the diffusivity equation will help us to understand the flow inside a well. Okay, so you have seen the Darcy equation actually. What is Darcy equation? Is the flow rate is directly proportional to your delta P across your reservoir, particularly in the bottom hole. Okay, so this particular flow equations actually including the different parameters. What you have your the initial
Sir,
concept. Yes.
there is nothing in the screen.
Okay.
Can you share anything?
Okay. Let me just stop my. Nothing is there on the screen. Okay. Okay. Mm, How is in this anything is screen?
Now it's visible.
Okay. So what is diffusivity equation? If you just go through the equation, it is nothing but a Purcell differential type of equation, generally written radial coordinates. Okay, so this is a diffusivity equation which is including everything into consideration. The Darcy equations now is solved for this only. Okay, so this is final diffusivity equation for doing our flow or to understand our flow in our reservoir. So for standard field unit, we have K permeability here, R is the radial distance in feet, then you have pressure in at radial or a specific time, reservoir pressure generally in psi, time in t hours. Okay, mu is fluid viscosity. Then you have a CT total compressibility. We have discussed about the fluid compressibility, pore compressibility, as well as rock compressibility. So CT is the total compressibility, and phi is the porosity. Okay. So in the diffusion equation, the double partial differential equation actually. If I just differentiate this into two terms, one is your storativity and one is your transmissivity. Okay, so now what happened for solving our Purcell derivative equations or for getting some solutions? Okay, so Everdingen and Hertz actually made the following transform. This all are dimensionless parameters: RD, TD, and PD. Okay, so what you see left side we have the dimensionless parameter, or you can say the universal parameter for any sort of field unit. You can convert it into the universal or dimensionless parameter. So you see left side you have the dimensionless radius which is related to R. R means the external radius and RW is the wellbore radius. Whereas TD, the dimensionless time, is related to our normal field time T and other parameters. Whereas pressure also in a specific radius and time that is related to our P, or you can see this is del P. Okay. So where Q is our, so all other parameters you know, this is permeability, you have the porosity, then you have your fluid viscosity, total compressibility, and your, and also we have some B. B means your formation volume factor of your crude oil. So this is what is the general formulations for our diffusivity equation. So this is again the same formulations in two different ways. This and this, the same part where the constant term is absorbed air. So this dimensionless form of the diffusivity equation is essential as a single solution can be used for application of different porosity, permeability and fluid properties. So this formulation is actually the base formulation through which or using which we just try to solve our well test analysis or maybe the flow within our reservoir. Several slightly different solutions of dimensionless diffusivity equations are presented in petroleum literature. Okay, so what the solutions are: Lord Kelvin's point source, Hayes solutions, and continuous line source solution. So getting the solution of the diffusivity equation is really tough. So we assume something for our reservoir. Okay, so you see here the same thing we use the exponential integral. The exponential integral is what it is considering many parameters, and you see there is two parameters which is R and T. So when we are performing our well test and a specific pressure will change with respect to the radius as well as time. So that means when we start testing our well and allow it to flow or close the well to flow, with time as well as radially, they will move away. The pressure pulses will move away. So what we need to use higher mathematics actually to solve it. And exponential integral actually is that you can say this is a modified part, or you can say the transformation. So where two variable can be transformed to one variable which is x. Okay, so here you can see x is r and t related to t, which is dimensionless form, and in our normal field unit is radius and t. Okay, so this using this equation actually we try to solve. Okay, so what we assume, because you have lot more variable, that's why we assume something for our solution. So one of the assumptions we take for solution: single phase liquid with constant mu c and b, formation with constant porosity and thickness, well completed over entire sand thickness. Okay, infinite reservoir containing only one well, uniform pressure in reservoir prior to production, constant production rate Q beginning at the time T is equal to 0, and homogeneous reservoir. So what we try to solve using our diffusivity equation and converting to certain transformation we use for using higher mathematics to solve it. Okay, so you see I wrote two formulations, one formulation here where P, pressure, is related to initial pressure and some relations of our R and T. Okay, so where this formula, this is completely converted to x, which is we are transforming it. This parameter two variables we are transforming to one variable which is x variable. Okay, so by actually Laplace transformation we use here to convert it. Okay, so what if you see, I'll just show you one graph. You see here two things. One is x. X means we have these parameters r and t in this formulation. X equal to we have related to r and t. So that means if you just try to visualize when we test our well and allow it to flow, you see the pressure pulses right from the top of the well bore. It will move slowly, and we try to record the pressure simultaneously. So that means what happened, if we see, we need to approximate many things when we are using the diffusivity equation for solving with the help of a line source solutions. Okay, so if we just see here this graph, if you see this TD and RD square is the inverse of our x actually. Okay, and this is the dimensionless pressure. So if you see with different, this is exponential integral solution. So you see after a certain value, the exponent initial part of the RD value, let's say 1, 1.1, 1.2, okay, this is dimensionless radius, 1.3, they generally change. That means the dimensional pressure will vary. But after a certain value, the value is what? It's more than, this value is more than equal to 50. They concluded that the line source solution is an excellent approximation within 1% for all values of RT. So that's why what we use, you use the line source solution for understanding our pressure with time as well as with radius away from the wellbore. So we use the line source solution. So how we do the line source solution? Okay, so just here. Okay, So the exponential integral. So exponential integral is a function can be accurately calculated for any value of x from the following infinite series. So it's you see this exponential integral is expanded like this. This is a complicated higher mathematical expansion. So this term y, this gamma, sorry, it's a Euler's constant. This constant is simply the limit as n goes to infinity. So it is an exponent, actually uh, extension. Okay, it is series actually, and the series goes like this: 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 like this. So this is actually your gamma. Okay, so if I just expand this formulation, it will coming like this. So you can see all possible combination of your R and T as well as this complex terminology. So this number of terms between parentheses in above equation depends upon the magnitude of x and the desired accuracy. So what sort of accuracy we want for the solution? For that we need to really see what is happening. So now if I just see this graph, so we have two things. One is we have done an EI, exponential integral function expansion, which is the red line, and the log approximation. If we really take the log approximation, you can see it is also following up to a certain level same, but after that it is not following, and then after that it is matching with the zero value. So what is there to solve our line source solution of the diffusivity equation? What we need to see, what should approximate value or formulation we should take for specific R and X, which is related to our pressure. Okay, so if you see here, the X is related to our R square and T. Okay, so just short time or large distance. So that means short time means your T is small. If R is large, then X is large. You can easily understand. Okay, short time where T is very small, whereas R is very large. So that gives you the large X. Whereas long time and short distance will give you small x. Okay, so that means your long time is this T is very high, whereas R is less. That's why it will give you small x. So once we see this graph, you can see in for short time, that means x greater than 10. Short time T, so R is more. Okay, large, so you greater than 2. You see there is no difference. That is pressure. This value, this x is not independent of exponential integral. Okay, that means above 10, the EI function is negligible with respect to the effect on P, okay, pressure. Whereas for long time, x less than 0.01. So if we for long time, so 0.01, if we consider 0.01, this shaded area, you see this EI function and the logarithmic approximation is more or less same value, giving same value. So that means when we are trying to solve the pressure with respect to R and T, when our value of x is less than 0.01, we could take the logarithmic approximation. But for intermediate value, that is 0.01 to 10, we need to expand fully the exponential integral. So I'll just give you, so what if I just see, so this is what when it is short time approximation for EI function solution. So that means when our x value is more than 10, that means in this part we consider P equal to Pi. That means whatever pressure is there into our compressible zone, that is supposed to be the initial pressure. That means no pressure depletion when x is more than 10. Okay, so at given point in the reservoir at sufficiently early times, the pressure response is essentially negligible. So what we visualize or consider in our well testing, so once we start taking the production, actually the whole area right from the wellbore to the infinite extent, this is affected. But we'll see afterwards, and last class also I have discussed, the compressible zone actually is responsible for giving the response on the pressure value at a specific time. This is a very important concept you need to understand actually. So what is happening? We are allowing a well to flow or closing it. The pressure pulse is created right from the top of the wellbore, and the pressure pulse is moving away from the wellbore through the skin and to the normal infinite collecting reservoir. And the visualization is once we have started taking production or closing it, that immediately it will affect the whole reservoir. But the fact is, the compressible zone actually is responsible for giving you the pressure response. Okay, so that's why we need to approximate it depending on the value of R and T. Actually, we need to take care what sort of approximation we should use for our well testing. So now it is clear to you when this X value, or you can see the R, combination of R and T is set. So the X value would be more than 10. So in that case, we need to, that means there is no pressure effect on that part of the reservoir. So we may consider P equal to Pi. Okay. So at any given point in the reservoir, at sufficiently early time means when T is very less, the pressure response, or you can see the when the your R is very, that means the when you start your testing, when T is very small, that time at infinite distance or away from your wellbore, far away from your wellbore, the pressure is not going to affect. Okay, so that's why the approximation applies whenever X greater than 10. Then you see the next part when you see this part less than 0.0. Okay, so log approximation to EI function. We have seen that when the X value is 0.01, you see the shaded area on the left side, that area your X value is 0.01. So you see the EI function exponent values, and the log approximation is giving you more or less same value. That's why during that time the pressure response at a specific time of P and R, when your X less than 0.01, that time we need to use this formulation, or you can use the log approximation for our well test analysis, or use this formulation. So at any given point in the reservoir, at sufficiently late times, the pressure response is approximately logarithmic in time. Okay, so this is second one. That means two extreme we have discussed. Now the third one. Okay, so in this case, what is happening? Let's say for the X value in between 0.01 and let's say 10, the function EI exponent minus X can be calculated from following correlation with the average error of 0.5%. That means we need to use the whole expansion of the exponential integral, and we have the tabulated value for different A1, A2 constant term and different parts. So that's why using this table and formulation, we need to understand how to solve it accurately. Okay, so that means what is there. So for different things, what now if I just go back to the slide here, okay, so that means you see here, this is our pressure at a specific time of our study, how it is related to our EI functions, and depending on your R and T of the test, that means it may be early time test, it may be your middle time test, or it may be your late time test, you need to take care of the solution of your exponential integral. And in three cases, one case is when we have X greater than 10, when X less than 0.01, and when the value of your X is in between 0.01 and 10. So in three cases, what in first case, that means when your X value is more than 10, that time P is equal to Pi, that means there will be no effect on pressure when your X is more than 10. So we could consider the pressure of that particular point is equal to your initial pressure. When you have the X value in between 0.01 and 10, we need to take care the whole EI function expansion, and using the tabulated values, we need to understand what is the value of X and what is the value of our exponential integral value of X. And in third case, when it is less than 0.01, we need to use this formulation. Okay, this approximation. Okay, so this is what the solution is. Now here it's, I just sum it up in form of that. So for small values of the X point less than 0.1, the exponential integral function may be approximated within less than 1% error by logarithmic function. So this is our formulations. If you just see, this is okay. So this is PD exponential can be written as an approximation of this. So PD, that means dimensionless pressure at any specific radius and time of study, we have this formulation and we need to use this formulation. This line source solution is itself an approximation for the pressure behavior due to finite radius wellbore in an infinite reservoir. So this is actually higher mathematics, but still for your just understanding, I am trying to give you some idea so that in the subsequent class you will understand better for the interpretation part. In well test analysis, the continuous line source solution is used as a fundamental building block to simulate a number of useful solutions for flow into wells from finite and semi-finite reservoir system by means of principle of superposition. So by using these formulations, we need to solve our solution. So I just showed you earlier also this dimensionless radius related to R and RW. R is the radius where the compressible zone has reached, and RW is the wellbore radius. Okay. So now then your TD is related to your T and some your parameters of the reservoir. Okay. So now this is in form of your dimensionless. This is PD is related to your del P. P means dimensionless del P, and this is the exponential integral form of our formulations, or you can say the diffusion equation. So combining all these equations and solving explicitly for real pressure at any point in the reservoir located at distance r feet from a flowing well at a constant rate q for a period of time t hours is now this. Okay, so now you could understand when we are trying to solve our or you can solve our flow equations. So we need to use exponential integrate for solving our. So what is the pressure? Pressure means that we discussed about the compressible zone. Hopefully next class also we'll discuss in detail what is compressible zone. That means a specific area of the reservoir is responsible for giving a pressure response at a specific time, and that time or that pressure is now by solving diffusivity equation with the help of your all our field unit as well as dimensionless unit, we try to solve it helping the exponential integral. So if you see this formulation, this is the basic formulation for solving our well test analysis. So P is the your pressure at any specific time, Pi is the initial pressure, and all the parameters you know except this EI, which is exponential integral. So applying the log approximation, where we will use the log approximation, I discussed when the x value is less than 0.01, that time we use the log approximation. So this is what we use for log approximation. P, R and T is Pi minus this all formulation. So now these are the formulation actually used for interpreting our well test. Okay. So now another. So now what is happening? I'll just try to explain you again this. What is the P, D, or P at a specific time? So this is what this is a well. Okay, and it is a distance from the center of the wellbore. So now once you allow a well to flow through it, so what is happening? You see at T1 time 0.0 hours, it is affecting up to this. Okay, that means the flow has been reached up to this part. Other part is not yet changed the pressure, or you can see the pressure. In the T1 hour, it is 1 hour, the flow of the pressure or the pressure response has moved up to this. And with 100 hours, the pressure pulses move up to this. If you just try to see visually, that means a concentric ring is moving away from the wellbore towards the periphery or towards the your boundary. Okay, so this is happening in terms of pressure versus distance from the wellbore area with time. So this is initial time. Our pressure pulses is moved up to this point. This is the 1 hour. Then we have the 100 hours. Okay, and then we have the 1000. Even after that also it will move away. And once there is next part, you see here, if it is the end or boundary, then if there is no support, then automatically pressure will fall down. That means the pressure will fall and we get the response on our pressure value also. Okay, so consider pressure profile in an infinite reservoir during drawdown. Okay, so this is happening. So now what? See, at T0 the pressure is uniform throughout the reservoir. At T01 hour, only a small lesion within 10 feet. Okay, of the wellbore. Now you see the 10 feet is affected, has shown the effect of the transient. That means this transient part is moving away from the wellbore. Sometimes later, let's say till 1 hour, the pressure transient has moved into the larger region, perhaps 100 feet from the wellbore. Now you see what is happening, a concentric ring or area actually is moving away from your reservoir and it is affecting the flow. Let's say, so as production continues, the pressure transient continues to move through your the reservoir until it has reached all the boundaries of the reservoir. So try to visualize physically. So when we start taking out the flow of production from the well, so what a zone is actually moving, okay, and what is the zone? That means the pressure pulses is moving right from the wellbore to the boundary, but actually the response is for single part only.
हेलो सर।
Hello.
हाँ सर, एक बार डिसकनेक्टेड और कनेक्टेड ये चल रहा है कब से सर?
Okay.
सर और लोग शायद डिस्कनेक्टेड हो गए हैं
Yeah, yes, only you and
और आपकी वॉइस पॉज्ड हो रहा है।
okay. I just okay. So what today we are ending the classes. Maybe next day we'll continue. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We are ending the meeting, huh?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.